Recent media coverage involving Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard centers on a significant security breach. Senior Trump administration officials, including Hegseth and Gabbard, inadvertently included Jeffrey Goldberg, editor-in-chief of The Atlantic, in a Signal group chat where they discussed sensitive military plans for strikes against Houthi rebels. The group chat, reportedly named Houthi PC Small Group, included Vice President J.D. Vance, National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, CIA Director John Ratcliffe, along with Hegseth and Gabbard. On March 15, Hegseth allegedly shared detailed plans of forthcoming strikes, including information on targets, weapons, and attack sequencing. The National Security Council has confirmed the authenticity of the chat and is investigating how Goldberg's number was included. Hegseth has denied that war plans were texted, stating, "Nobody was texting war plans, and that's all I have to say about that." This incident has led to bipartisan criticism and calls for accountability. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer has demanded a full investigation, while some Republican lawmakers have also expressed concerns. President Trump downplayed the incident, referring to it as a minor glitch. The breach has raised significant concerns regarding operational security and the handling of classified information within the administration.
Hey folks, this is a good way to get started. How about that? Hey, you guys know, first of all, thank you for everybody for the safe travels, me getting back. All right, I definitely needed that. Thank you so much. Because they've been playing with a brother at the airport. Y'all know I'm single. You know I don't have any children. And I travel all over the world. And so when I come from certain places, I have been stopped in the airport. I have been approached by dogs in the airport. That has happened to me. I have been taken in the back. I have had my bag searched. I have been asked, is there anything in this bag that I'm going to be surprised when I open it? I have been asked those questions. Not of late anymore, because I wised up about, I want to say it's probably been about 3 or 4 years. I've got global entry. Ever since I got global entry, I've never even been asked one question. So that's a recommendation for folks that travel a lot. Anyway, thank you. I definitely need that. Because it's crazy out here. This world is crazy, right? So getting, especially long haul trips like that, it all kind of shit can go sideways. Now, y'all know how I feel about Peter, right? If you don't, go back and look, I got my receipts, right? I got receipts, folks. That's why I'm smiling and laughing and carrying on, because I've got my receipts. I tried to tell y'all. Hold on a second. I tried to tell y'all that guy was unsat. Unsat meaning unsatisfactory, right? For you military people out there. Non-military people. I heard little bits of it when I was at the airport. So I just, had to look it up, do a little bit more diving into this. All right, let's start here. Is this serious? Oh yeah, this is serious. They can't wiggle their way out of this one. All right, they can't wiggle their way out of this, because not only were they were in this group chat, but the reporter Greenberg was in that chat. All right, that's why this is going nowhere, no time soon. Let me tell you guys the kind of damage that this can do for all of us. Hold on a second. Gotta get my coffee going here. By the way, Mr. Boots, of course he missed me. Right? You missed me, I missed you. We got you. Okay. Of course he wants his treat. So hold on to that thought for a second. So check this out, y'all. I was in the service. You guys know that. I dealt with classified information on a daily basis. Excuse me. So much so that when I finished my time in the service, now everybody has to go through this when they get out of the service. Everybody. Some folks are a little bit different than others. In my case, I had to go through a debriefing. Okay? I was sent to a special place in Seattle, Washington, to an outpost to get debriefed. Debriefed, meaning I had to purge the things that I knew. I had to let them know the things that I had access to, and had to make sure that they made sure that I understood that what you have learned in your time in the service stays in the service. Talking about classified information. Stays in the service. I was there for like 2 weeks, checking out of the service. Now, why is this so serious? Why is this grounds for all involved, especially Peter, to be removed from office immediately? As in yesterday. If any of the information that they talked about gets out, let's start here. Our allies that already are hesitant to share information with us, already. We were already in danger because of diaper pants. They are really not going to share shit with us now. That puts all of us, all of our lives in jeopardy. When you start talking about strategic war plans, sequencing of weapons that you're going to use, the types of weapons you're going to use, the targets that you are interested in. Do y'all remember when Diaper Pants did this shit? Y'all remember that? Reporters were there. But y'all elected that dude again, knowing that shit. They're not going to share information with us anymore. That's just them. That's just the allies. Let's go to number 2. Our adversaries, if they get that information, let's talk about Signal, for instance. Let's talk about that. 1 second. Signal is an app. I have it. I got Signal. Is it a great app? Yeah. It's a great app. Does it encrypt your stuff? Yeah, it's great. It's probably one of the top. Maybe that's why he felt that he could use that. But he is the Secretary of Defense of the United States of America. I was in the service. Let me tell y'all, okay, without divulging any information, there is no reason that he would need to use Signal unless you know the military, you know they got some ways to talk to each other, right? That are way more advanced than Signal. This is why he selected that. He was probably talking about some other shit too. Let me tell you some of the things that I believe that he was talking about. He was talking about things like how he's going to get this whole DEI thing in full effect, because he's already effing around with black folk. I don't know whether you guys heard this. I just heard this yesterday. Do you guys know that the veterans veterans. We have a disability, okay, a selection called pseudofolliculitis barbae. You can look it up. It's long. It's long. Basically, razor bumps. We'll talk about that in a whole nother video. But I want to tell you what this clown has done. He has made it difficult now for the folk. Now, keep in mind, I went through that. I went through that in boot camp. Real quick side story. In boot camp, okay, you are forced to shave when you go to boot camp. I had peach fuzz. I had never, ever shaved before I got to boot camp. So here I am in boot camp, and the company commanders are ordering us that we have to shave. And if you don't know, ask your buddy, you know, that kind of thing. So here I am, but the brothers are going to like this. So here I am in the bathroom, you know, we're all stacked up in the bathroom, right? And I'm shaving like this. The brothers already know. They're already cringing while they're looking. I'm going all against the grain. Let me tell y'all, it was smooth. The little peach fuzz was gone. 2 days later, my shit was like this. Jacked up. Had to go to the clinic. I had a special chit. It's a slip that we would carry around in our pocket. I can't remember which pocket it had to be in, military. That allowed me not to have to shave because my shit was jacked. It was bad. And that was for years. It took me years to clear my face up. All this was jacked, all scarred, pussy. It was a mess. Now, that guy, Peter, is now making it more difficult that if the folks in the military can't get that cleared up, they get dismissed. That's the kind of shit he was talking about with them. That and amongst other things. You guarantee that. That's all going to come out. Okay? That was in the news yesterday about the pseudofolliculitis, razor bumps, that he's trying to get them out because it goes against the uniformity of the military. You know how long we've been in the effing military, Peter? Yeah, we were in the Civil War. Yeah, we fought in the Civil War, dude. Anyway, back to the treasonous activity. Then you got Tulsi Gabbard Mouth, who we already know is a double agent. We already know this. The folks that put her in office, they know this. What's she gonna do, Gabby Mouth? Hey, look, I haven't turned on the news yet. I got back yesterday. Went to sleep when I got in. Slept all last night. Thank goodness. Jet lag, you know. It's going to hit me later today. I guarantee that. I can't wait to hear what's going on about this. This is unbelievable. No, it's believable because he's a jackass. Peter's a jackass. So he's going to go ahead and get rid of the top Air Force general, which happens to be a brother. You think he would make some kind of a mistake like that? How do you think he became general? By making idiotic moves like that? But he had to get rid of him. Idiot. Unbelievable. All right. We'll be talking more about that, I'm sure. I'll be talking more about that, guaranteed. Once I get some more information about that, we'll be talking about that. Oh my gosh, man. This is interesting. Come back into this. Amongst all the other stuff that is just building up for me to start talking about. Man, I needed that break, y'all. I needed the break. The reason I needed the break so badly is because over the silly season and prepping and getting all those videos together, the ones that are actually still there, to have the outcome come out the way it came out in terms of him getting reelected, that shit was crushing to me because of all the information that I provided, that I was hoping doing my part, my service to my country would help keep him out of office. And for that not to happen, disappointing is a small word compared to how I felt inside. Now, my soul wasn't crushed. It's just not even my ego. It was an intellectual thing. It was my mentals. Because maybe even a moral thing. That's really where it morally, I knew that putting him in office was wrong. My gut, from my ancestors talking and giving me information and saying, son, this is the same track. The track has not changed. They've been at this since they came over here, son. Son, do you see what we're trying to point you in the right direction? These folks are up to no good. That's where I got that word from them. They are diabolical and have always been, as long as they came up out of you know where. I was going to say a place that I don't want to cause no shit on here. But Farrakhan said it well. Go check out what he said, where they're from. So I had to go take care of myself. And I did. Believe me, I did. I feel so much better. In fact, I'm going to go running later today. I'll see you guys in another video. Take care of yourselves.